Hey guys, this is Benny Ricciardi with rotocurve.com, and I'm here with our NBA Targets video for Wednesday, March 23rd. The Targets video talks about some of the guys who we think are some of the best plays on the day. Few of them are expensive today, and there's one cheap option in there as well, who are guys that we're going to be building a lot of our lineups around, both in cash and GPP. So let's call up the slideshow and talk about some of the guys who are on our radar and who we're using in a lot of our early lineups. The three guys that have made a lot of our early lineups are Karl-Anthony Towns at 8,800, Dirk Nowitzki at 8,000, and Mason Plumlee at 4,600. Now, Towns is in a game where he's favored with a 224 total versus Sacramento and a spread of only 3 points. Sacramento is one of those teams that plays fast, and they don't play very good defense, so it is a very easy place to put up points against them. It's also a good place for big guys to get a lot of rebounds because there's a lot of missed shots in the fast-paced Sacramento game. Big men have been putting up huge numbers against them all season, so this is a good matchup for Towns, whether Boogie Cousins plays or not. Cousins is listed as questionable here. I would almost rather him play because he doesn't do much on the defensive end. The good thing is it'll keep Karl-Anthony Towns out of foul trouble if he doesn't play. But at the same point in time, you want this game to stay close because if it turns into a blowout, there's a chance that any of these guys could underperform. Towns has been averaging 20 field goal attempts in his last 2 games. They're actually running him off of screens and trying to get him jump shots, getting him the ball in the corner and getting him the ball in the post. So they're asking him to score, both the high post and the low post. So they're asking him to score in just about every possible way that you can from all over the floor. He has 5 straight games with double-doubles and is averaging 21 points and 11 rebounds over that stretch. He's playing about as well as he's been playing all season long, and this is about as good a matchup as you can ask for. Plus, he's a couple $1,000s cheaper than Boogie Cousins, who's questionable. So if you're thinking about using Cousins in this game, I think you can use Karl-Anthony Towns for a cheaper price and get similar, if not better, upside out of him. Plus, you also have less questions about whether or not he's going to play or finish the game. Next guy I want to talk about is Dirk Nowitzki at $8,000. He's got a rematch against the Portland team that he just lit up the other day. Put up 60 fantasy points against them, was hitting jump shots from all over the floor. And I think it's something that's going to be sustainable. Chandler Parsons is out for the year, so they're going to need Dirk Nowitzki to keep going. He's playing about 34 minutes per game right now, and with Zaza barely playing and Parsons out, both his minutes and his shot attempts are up. Now, the thing about this game that got Dirk so many open shots is Portland basically doesn't fight through any screens at all. So while Dallas was running that high pick and roll, they were basically just switching Dirk's man onto Darren Williams, and Dirk was getting stuck with, basically a guy like CJ McCollum or Damian Lillard guarding him, and he's too big for either one of those guys to check. If he gets the ball in a high post on a pick and roll, he's just going to shoot right over them, and he's not going to miss from that spot. So that's why he was able to put up such big points last time. Playing more minutes, getting more shot attempts without Parsons out, I think it's a really good spot for him. He's taken 16 or more field goal attempts and scored 20 or more points in each of their last 8 games. And remember, they haven't played every one of those games without Parsons. So I do only think those numbers are going to go up from here. Both of those guys are a little pricey, so in order to save some money today, I think I'm going to be using Mason Plumlee a lot. 215-point total in that same game against Dallas. And remember, these teams just played. It was a 132-120 game in their last out, and Plumlee put up 45 fantasy points in that game. Now, as long as Myers Leonard is hurt, he's going to be a guy that's playing about 30 minutes a game, and he's averaging 34 fantasy points per game since his minutes have jumped up over the last 4. At that level, he's basically given us about 8x value. We really only need about 28 fantasy points out of him for 6x value and to make him a really good play today. If we're going to be getting 34 to 40 fantasy points out of him, that's going to make him one of the upside guys that we really want to have on our roster. Again, he's going to have a softer matchup. I know the numbers, the DVP is going to say that Dallas is pretty good against centers, but that's been Zaza for most of the year. And he's banged up right now. He's not really playing. So you're getting guys like David Lee and Salah Mejri, and maybe even a little Dirk Nowitzki playing center. And all 3 of those are better matchups for Mason Plumlee to exploit. So that wraps it up for our NBA Targets video for the day. Those are some of the guys that we're looking at. We like the prices on those guys, and we like the upside that they can afford us in both cash and tournaments as well. So this has been Benny Ricciardi with rotocurve.com. And as always, stay classy, DFS.